Hi everyone, back with more Genshin. Gonna be trying to do as many of the mini games as I can this stream, so before I do that, let me just go into dailies and travel sims, I guess. Uh, so first, Anadolu. Where's that?
Well, Mr. Flint's, now we're completely out of options. Who on earth came up with the idea to have Miss Aino attend the big meeting at headquarters? It couldn't possibly have been her request, could it?
It was me.
You? Please tell me this is part of some new trick.
It certainly is. When a solitary leaf takes to the breeze, it cannot fail but draw the eye. Yet when a multitude of leaves depart in unison, the singular form can no longer be distinguished.
I get it. The more people there are, the easier it is to skip class.
Sharp as ever, I see. Still, I must express my great regret for being unable to participate in such an enlightening assembly.
Be that as it may, Mr. Flint's, look at all the autumn leaves in this building. I imagine all of them would love to fly away quickly. I can already imagine all their excuses. Stomach aches, headaches, outstanding assignments, emergency deployments.
How are you so familiar with these? You've skipped your fair share too, haven't you?
Nope. They've used up all the excuses and left none for me. I mean, good heavens. We once had 20 Ratniki down with stomach aches, 15 who hurt their legs in a fall, 6 struck by fevers, and 8 with urgent matters to attend to. If an outsider saw this, they'd think our headquarters had been raided by the Wild Hunt.
In all fairness to them, if this place were genuinely to face a sudden incursion of the Wild Hunt, I am confident that they'd be here in full force.
Very funny, sir, but I have no intention of attending a meeting with the Wild Hunt.
And neither do I. Yet, as we both know, the Wild Hunt seem to have a special fondness for playing the part of uninvited guests.
Anyhow, I'm usually the only one left in the entire meeting room. And then, I still have to deliver the meeting minutes to the absentees after it's done.
Then I must extend my sincere gratitude for your efforts.
Could you come by yourself next time, then?
As I said before, such frustrations likewise possess an uncanny propensity to show up without invitation.
When can this poor leaf finally drift away?
No need to drift away completely. Just a little further than the nearest leaf.
Thank you, but I'm the leaf nearest to you, aren't I?
Rest assured, young master, we'll all make landfall together. Besides, I'm inclined to believe that no autumn leaf ever falls where it shouldn't.
All right, let me think. My stomach doesn't hurt. My legs are fine, I don't have a fever, and I've no urgent matters to attend to.
Sounds like you're doing pretty well then, all in all.
The Anadolu might need to walk out and appear after raising this to level 5. Nope, he's not spawning in here. I only have 2 hidden Marka Anadols left. And those are the only two hidden enemies as well. And they're both in this area. Oh, there he is. Okay, this one is
Mika?
communications.
Mika!
Wait, Mika's here?
Grandmaster? Take this letter to the Ratnik headquarters. I've included all the specific tasks and required maps inside. This letter is to be delivered to Miss Neffer at the Curatorium of Secrets. You know how to deliver it. This letter is to be delivered to Mondstadt. There's nothing urgent in there. It can wait. Depart immediately and maintain communication using the same methods and frequency as before. Finally, stay safe on the road. Danger pops up? Run. Can't run fast enough? Shout for help. And if shouting's not enough, run and shout at the same time.
Yes, Grandmaster.
That was fun. Is Mika really just not that good at combat?
Looks good to me.
And I tend to do this.
In many flavors to the discerning palate. Silence!
Ooh, wait, I forgot to influence by apply.
Be sanctified.
Off to the freezer! Cleanup sequence initiated.
The tides beckon.
Installation change. A little elusive!
Hey, what's the Bai's talent to India here? Not today. Let's get Goku first. More times so I have to kill this thing.
Silence! Let the mighty be humbled.
Cleanup sequence. Flame. Off to the freezer!
Settle down. The tides beckon.
Defensive mode. Surge. A little elusive!
That Dumbass. Oh, you're gonna drop rocks first.
Adaptive thrust!
Be shackled. Settle down. The tides beckon.
Cleanup sequence in.
Good. Keep it up. I'm still collecting data. Bow your head.
Defensive mode engaged.
Silence. Bow your head.
Cleanup sequence initial. Off to the freezer!
Be shackled. Let the mighty be humbled. Intro.
Adaptive thrust!
Settle down. Bow your
Installation chamber. A little elusive.
It's like, okay. Yeah. Oh, budget comp, which is that one.
I see the value in my own work, but
Without further ado, lofty wisdom will show. Rise with the sun!
Where's the last opponent?
Add Astro. Thank you for completing.
Let's heal up, and I'll go into the greens. Damn it, not enough more. Alright, let's just move on. So I guess. Wait, Kaya's also supposed to be around here somewhere. Whoa, what? That's a new idle animation. Must have learned it from Atlas.
Perhaps I should go on a trip to Sudan.
Hello there, honorary knight.
It's voiced?
It's so nice to meet you, Honorary Knight and Lady Paimon. Glenfidia, at your service.
Looks like you're in a good mood, Hertha. And nice to meet you, Glenfidia. By the looks of things, you're about ready to open?
Indeed. Thanks to some help from the angel's
Ay,
share and the
Mickey.
cat's tail, our drink stand is ready to go.
Wrong
Besides all the classics, we also mix
Hertha.
cocktails to order, and are currently offering a limited time delivery service.
Cocktails? Do you remember that time we served as bartenders at the Angel Share? And recently you've also shown off your skills at the flagship in Nokrai. We sure have come a long way, huh?
Oh, that was a weird long time ago.
The only thing is, our current drink selection is quite traditional, and it stopped feeling fresh long before the expedition began. To offer everyone some more exciting choices,
pie is
we're planning
delicious.
to revamp our menu.
Please, I just had lunch,
But
so we can
I need to get
again.
back to handling resident requests, and Glenfidia doesn't have much experience mixing drinks. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of outstanding delivery orders on hand. Honorary Knight, if you're free, could you maybe help us out for a while, just until my other squad gets back from the Stormbearer Mountains?
You'll be amply compensated, of course, plus double pay for overtime, depending on your performance metrics.
30 minutes right. I'm no rookie when it comes to mixing cocktails, that's for sure. You can leave the whole bar in my hands.
Paimon's not sure what performance metrics are, but she's happy to help with deliveries. As the best guide into that, Paimon needs to keep up with the changing times. Besides, this'll give her the chance to explore the city and stay up to date with all the recent goings-on.
Working with you two is always such a breeze.
I'll do my best to support Lady Paimon in any way I can. I'm very skilled when it comes to things like portioning out drinks.
All right. Well, if you're ready to, then let's get to work.
In a chat over fine drinks, the traveler will serve as a mixologist, mixing drinks according to the guest's request. You may need to make some adjustments to the drinks your guest needs better. After chatting with the guest, you can gather clues from the conversation and then derive inspiration from mixing the drinks. Sometimes partial clues cannot lead to accurate conclusions. In such case, you can associate this clue with other clues to derive inspiration for either mixing a drink or introducing a new topic. After gathering all the inspiration for improved drink recipes, you can create new drinks based on these ideas, making a customized drink that satisfies the customer.
Water comes in many flavors to
Ahaha, it's been a while, Cat Savior. That's not right, I should call you Honorary Knight in a setting like this. How have you been, Valerina? Not quite perfect, but not far off. At first I had this grand plan. I was going to reopen Furball Fortress and kick off mass production of protocols blow up the irritative bomb dancer tabletop game. But then an invitation from Madeline showed up and turned everything upside down. The Frost Star Big Squimily heard about my past achievements and especially invited me and my team to assist in exploring the complex mission game. You know, she's a famous veteran warrior from Madeline. She only switched careers to become an adventurer after she retired from an intense pilgrimage stint. In only half a year, she's already completed a lot of S-rank commissions and stands a real chance of becoming the next branch master of the Madeline's Adventurers Guild, or at least the second in command. That name sounds familiar. Who knows, maybe we'll cross paths one day. Please give her my absolute best. Anyway, even though it's delaying my maths a little, I'm truly honored to have been to help people out. Oh, and I made a pretty decent amount of more on the side too. My funding's looking better than ever. All the teammates I brought along had an absolute blast and came back with great experiences. Like that one dancing over there, that's my combat chief. Pick those moves up from the warriors and that, but impressive, right? Oh, I was right, cool. I'm thinking of teaching the cats back at the fortress too. Take a seat. If you're busy, don't mind. We'll have plenty of chances to chat later. Okay, would you like a drink? I love one, but if you're too busy, I'm more than happy to wait. Good day, my former clients. It's truly an honor to see you. What brings you here? We've had an outsourcing order. I've been assigned to Dorman Port to help make some precision instruments. I finished the job and I'm a little too tired to head back to Fontaine right away. Getting the chance to try your drinks here in Mondstadt, I feel like I'm back up to 90% vitality already. I'm sure I could take on 3 times the work now without getting worn out. Is she? I honestly can't remember. Sorry, who are you again? Just a freelance engineer, nothing special. Don't worry if I'm not ringing any bells. Once I find myself a steady job, maybe then I can earn a place in your memory. Give me a moment, I'll go fix you something to drink. Alright, thank you so much. The librarian's little problem. The first guest of the night's newly open drink stand soon arrives. A familiar shade of rose purple instantly soothes your mind. This might just be the perfect opening.
Oh my. It looks like Hertha has gone back to her duties, and Glenfidia is away somewhere too. Has our dear cutie taken complete charge of the drink stand?
That's right, yours truly is in charge. Honorary mixologist at your service.
Wonderful. Now I can order without worrying about ending up with one of the logistics company's specials. The type of drink that keeps you awake all night, leaving you no choice but to pass the time working.
Working through the night, shouldn't that be a thing of the past? I thought you weren't so rushed off your feet these days.
That's right. I'm just a carefree librarian now. If only there weren't so many people with overdue books, and I didn't have to go door to door to get them back. I would have dropped by to chat with you sooner, and try out your delightful creations, of course.
So what will it be? Any particular flavor you're after?
Let me think. I don't really have a favorite drink. Just wrestle me up something rejuvenating that'll lift my spirits. And if it could help me nod off to sleep later, that would be even better.
Drink stand has a collection of classic recipes. Let's start by choosing one of those. Since Lisa wants to feel rejuvenated, Snow Kiss Dawn seems like a good choice. Milk, smetana, cocoa. Cut into large pieces. Where the cup come from and disappear? Ooh, fancy. Aromatic coffee. Hiding the pouring animation. Cowards. Small lemongrass. Legend has it that this drink is a masterpiece crafted by a painter and a bartender together. Inspired by dragon wine at dawn, a dollop of Santana and an energizing cocoa, it restores the drinker's vitality almost instantly.
Here's a snow-kissed dawn. I
Wow.
hope you like it.
That's a... You have voice lines?
Delicious, cutie.
You have voice lines?
Pleasantly
The hell?
sweet, but not cloying, smooth on the palate, with a refreshing aftertaste. If anything, though, I seem to be feeling a little more energetic than I'd like. Perhaps you've unwittingly unraveled Glenfiddia's secret and concocted an even more effective pick-me-up?
Should I think of the ingredients? How about I adjust the recipe and mix you a new one?
Don't worry, there's no rush. Your eyes are aglow with curiosity, as though you have many more questions to ask. Let's chat for a while. Take your time. Inspiration will come soon enough.
Which books have you collected today?
Since you're asking, it's been a bit of an unusual day. There's a chef, fresh out of training in Fontaine, who's recently taken up a position at the Goth Grand Hotel. She borrowed our most valuable book, the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts. Apparently, she plans to use dessert-making techniques to improve the taste of various savory dishes. Something about reducing their greasiness.
Sweet meat dishes. That sure is a novel approach.
Indeed. And judging by the results, she rather overdid it with the caramel sauce. What should have been fragrant meat slices ended up tasting nauseatingly sweet. Caramel sauce is such a fantastic ingredient, you know? It never fails to please when added to drinks. Sometimes I even add a spoonful to my afternoon tea. Improving food, I suppose, isn't always about being as creative as possible.
You can obtain clues during the conversation, clicking enter contemplation. Lisa likes caramel. Lisa managed to track down the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts earlier, and she seems particularly fond of caramel sauce. Perhaps I could try substituting some of that for the Tangiers Mentana. Okay. Okay. By the way, is that a notebook you brought with you?
Oh, this? That was for another of today's little errands. A large contingent of the expedition team will be returning to Mondstadt soon. They've been away for such a long time, so there's a good chance many of their tastes have changed. Jean asked me to visit some of their families to try and get a better understanding of what new ingredients might satisfy our knights' changing preferences.
Such detailed planning.
Well, they've all devoted their blood, sweat, and time to protecting Mondstadt. They deserve some care and respect in return. Based on what I gathered, the most requested ingredient was cacahuatl from Natlan. It seems like our knights have developed a taste for cocoa. In their letters, many of them mention
Literally,
that they
Strike gives
rely
too
on
much
cocoa
PTSD.
to keep themselves energized.
No, it's just that Lumi had never had this many lines before.
And I must say,
Especially in
I
a
find
random
it just as effective
minigame
as
event
coffee
like
when it
this.
comes to staying alert.
Favorite flora. So what kind of ingredients have you been into lately?
Lately? So careful with your wording, cutie. Is that because you think that I, too, might have changed since we last met? Or simply because you can't remember?
Well, you're so well-traveled and well-read. Surely it's normal for your taste to change from time to time.
Not bad at all. A flawless answer. Back in my student days, I might have been drawn to every new and exciting ingredient I read about, constantly expanding my horizons and stepping out of my comfort zone. But now, I've grown accustomed to a life of comfort and routine. To paraphrase a certain Leewed legal expert, my life is fast approaching a state of living out one's golden years in peace and comfort. I'm no
Yanfei.
longer so easily moved by adventure and excitement. I'm sure you remember, a few years ago, when we were adventuring together, you found me that sweet-tasting alchemical ingredient. Well, my tastes haven't changed a bit since then.
Today's itinerary. Been anywhere outside the city lately?
Surely you're not suggesting I'd take this opportunity to sneak off on a little countryside wander. You caught me. My investigations into Mondstadt's lesser-known drinks took me to Dawn Winery, where I had a little chat with the head housemaid, Adelind. On my way back, I ran into Emmetall out on patrol. She'd encountered some monsters she didn't know how to deal with, and in her desperation, asked for my help. I accompanied her on a detour to Wolvendom to teach some raving hounds a lesson. It's been a while since I've had such an invigorating workout.
Okay, piece together clues. Coco might help Lisa stay awake. Lisa looked into the expedition members' preferred ingredients and seemed like Kakahu's bottle came up a lot. Come to think of it, Snow Kid Stone uses cocoa too. But cocoa can be quite a potent stimulant, so it's probably best to leave it out. Pass through Wolvendom. Lisa paid a visit to the Dawn Winery passing through Wolvendom. Perhaps I could throw in a touch of local flavor. Looking at these ingredients, I have a small lamp glass and wolf. I have small lamp grass and wolf. They are both native to Wolvendom. Which one will make for a better drink? Lisa was joking about her life of comfort and routine. She also mentioned the alchemical ingredient I found for her a few years back. If I remember correctly, the ingredient was mulberries, another good choice for a drink. Let's swap the small lamp glass for mulberries, and since I've switched up the garnish, why not change the cup too? This way it will appear more novel. Small lamp grass is more of a garnish, so let's replace that with mulberries and just need to figure out how to incorporate the wolf roots. We have a bright tangy profile that should help balance out the sweetness of the caramel sauce. Okay, start mixing. Alright, I think I know what fits the bill. Let me rustle you up a new improved version. Why is this line's not voiced?
As expected, cutie, your brilliant mind has grown even sharper. Just a few gentle hints were all you needed to light that special spark of inspiration.
Okay, milk, caramel, wolf roots. Whatever. Large or small goblet? Oh, goblet. Okay. Mulberry garnish. Based on a snow-kissed dawn, this novel cocktail was concocted specifically for Lisa. After a long day, the librarian needs to recharge without risking sleepiness. In making this drink, you skipped any stimulating ingredients and found a delicate balance between the sweetness of caramel and a gentle tang. The goal was peaceful, restful sleep, so why not call it a slumbering rose?
Finished. A new creation, custom made for you. This should help you fall asleep quickly and guarantee you peaceful dreams. It's called a slumbering rose.
From the colors to the choice of glass, everything's been carefully crafted. You've turned it into a completely different drink. Based purely on appearance, it's exactly my style. Time to see how it tastes. Full marks. It's like savoring an exquisite dessert before taking a stroll along the shore of Cider Lake, with a gentle breeze caressing your skin, relaxed and at ease. I no longer feel drained of energy, but neither am I overstimulated. I'm actually starting to feel a little sleepy. As a bedtime drink, this is pure perfection. So good, in fact, that I feel like writing an article to extol the virtues of this slumbering rose. I can use it as an opportunity to crown you the new maestro of mixology.
That might be taking things a little too far. Your perfection is all the praise I need.
Speaking of lakeside strolls, why don't you join me next time there's a clear, warm day, when the sun is bright but not too harsh? Any walk would be more relaxing with you to talk to along the way, cutie. Then, when we get back, you could fix me up another glass of slumbering rose.
That sounds lovely. I'll make sure to set aside the time.
And I'll make just as sure to hold you to that. When the time comes, I won't accept any excuses.
Settle down.
Perhaps due to a certain resonance of fragrances, you've attracted a visiting consumer from a faraway land. She wanders over to see what the drink stand has to offer. Oh, Emily's. Okay, yeah, she wasn't the memory section, so that makes sense.
Good afternoon, traveler. I didn't expect the honor of witnessing your harmonizing talents here in Mondstadt.
You're on vacation?
Both, actually.
Or your business?
A lady calling herself a mage asked me to come manage her flower shop. At about the same time, the Cat's Tail commissioned me to create a new fragrance for their establishment. Ending today's busy schedule with a drink crafted by you in person is truly a wonderful reward.
Now make sure to pull out all the stops. I'll make you a special surprise.
I have faith in your choice.
Emily is more sensitive to aromas than most people. If I create an unbalanced blend of scents, it might make her uncomfortable. In any case, I should use ingredients with complementary scents, and try to add a dash of Fontanian flavor too. Let's start with a one-step take on a Louis Douche Twilight. Fermented juice. Oops, it's pieces, not bits. Shake gently. Classic tall glass. Mulberry garnish. A wine cocktail from Fontaine that has been described by drinkers as capturing the warm glow of sunset over Louis Douche Harbor. Rumor has it that you can still order this gem from the hidden menu at the Rusty Rudder, though it's rare for the bartender to recreate its original flavor perfectly.
Care to give this a try, Miss Emily?
Your artistry is truly a pleasure to watch. This tastes like a local variant of a Lumiduce Twilight. Am I right?
You're spot on. You thought it right away.
The gentle and elegant taste, with its distinct layers combined with a hint of Mondstadt's characteristic scent, offers quite a welcoming flavor, all the while avoiding potentially discordant aromas. Though in reality, there's no need for you to be so conservative. I have quite a high tolerance for flavors that stray outside the boundaries of conventional wisdom.
So this one's probably a bit too traditional, huh? Guess you're looking for something more avant-garde?
Your drink was nice, but it would be perfect if you could make one with a little more depth. A cocktail that shows off your unique understanding and enhances my impression of Mondstadt. If you need time to mull things over, perhaps you might find inspiration in a little light conversation?
Work progress. How's everything been with your perfumery lately?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's been going well, though this trip to Mondstadt has presented some unexpected challenges. When I first got here, I was relying on a copy of An Overview of Aromatic Substances and the Human Senses to identify promising local ingredients from the Mondstadt.
Emily Hexery Trust.
To my surprise, my trial fragrance, which used Valberry as the primary note, proved far too sweet in the context of a tavern, relaxing people so much that they ended up feeling drowsy. The bartender with the beautiful ears, for instance, fell asleep right at the bar.
I never knew Valberries could have that effect. I guess that means Valberry perfume is off the table.
Let's just say that sweetness isn't always a case of the more the merrier. Maintaining an appropriate balance is beneficial for both body and mind. Even in daily life, I rarely eat sweet food, and I try to avoid fruits like berries that have a high sugar content. In the end, I completely eliminated Valberry as an ingredient and turned instead to Windwheel Aster, with some success, I might add.
Okay, on the table. Did you buy these flowers just now?
They're part of my reward from the flower shop owner. Important ingredients for making perfumes. Thanks to these, I was able to complete my commission for the cat's tail. I studied Mondstadt's Cecilia flowers many years ago. In fact, the fragrance of Cecilia in certain fields has become synonymous with Mondstadt itself. However, this is a special case. Some cats are quite averse to the scent of Cecilia, and we need to be particularly mindful of their preferences.
So what did you use for your aroma this time? Which flower did you use instead?
Windwheel Aster. The various parts of the Windwheel Aster plant can be ground into a powder to extract their essences. I then blended the scents from its petals and leaves. The result carries the intoxicating sweetness of mead, while still emphasizing the fresh notes contained within the flower's stems and leaves. I just took it for a little trial run at the cat's tail, and the cats seemed to really like it, while the clients themselves found it comforting and invigorating. Extracting exquisite fragrances from ordinary overlooked ingredients? Oh, that's what truly brings me joy.
Usual hobbies and interests? What do you usually drink?
Usually, after work, my friends from the Maison Gardiennage sometimes treat me to a few drinks. I usually stick to fruit tea. That way, I can get straight back to work after our gatherings. If it's before a holiday and my friends are in high spirits, I sometimes order a small glass of sparkling fruit wine. There was an officer named Terena who used to treat me to aged Corte wine. But since she was transferred to the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, we haven't had the chance.
Oh, so you do drink alcohol sometimes. I was worried it might overstimulate your senses.
In the world of science, high-proof alcohol is a widely used solvent. I've grown well accustomed to the smell of it by now. Besides, when I'm slightly tipsy, my state of mind changes, which in turn alters my approach to perfumes. It doesn't matter if the result is good or bad, it's all about trying something new. So I don't mind drinks with just a little bit of alcohol, but I don't like anything too strong.
Bright and clear sky. The weather's nice today. So this is what it feels like to start a conversation with a classic icebreaker.
It really is. A while earlier, I watched a whole run of fair weather clouds float by, fluffy as pillows. It's not overly humid either, and the wind is gentle too. In such conditions, one's sense of smell is heightened, but not to an excessive degree. When scents are blended well, they naturally combine with the ambient context, leaving particularly powerful impressions.
I never realized scents were so affected by the weather. I've never heard it before. How fascinating.
It seems something similar is true for mixology. As long as you choose a base of appropriate strength, the various flavors will blend seamlessly together. When mixed properly, all the ingredients work as one to create a most wonderful symphony for your taste buds.
I see, so the combination of flavors is key. You prefer flavors that blend together harmoniously.
Yes, that's it. Now I think about it, layering distinct flavors doesn't really suit my personal preferences.
Okay, incorporate windwood esters. Emily created a new fragrance using windwood ester and apparently was quite successful. But what's the best way to incorporate the scent of windwood ester? Explore thoroughly, we went from talking about the weather to the best way to blend scents. Emily prefers single, seamlessly integrated scents rather than those with distinct layers. In which case, I'll need to blend each ingredient together thoroughly in a drink. I should shake it a lot harder to make sure the flavors don't separate. Emily enjoys fruit tea, but she also occasionally drinks alcohol to get a little bit tipsy and spark her inspiration. So I guess I can add a dash of light wine to the base, perhaps something fruity. The sweetness of wild berries has added a few complications to Emily's work. Emily believes that too much sweetness may not be a good thing for the human body. Wild berries are also used in an illusion twilight. Perhaps I better swap them for something else. Windwood esters seemed like a good choice. To make sure everything blends into one, I should try finely chopping the petals and spreading them across the top. Alright, I think I know how to improve your drink. Please bear with me a second while I update the recipe.
Just from our brief chat, you've already formulated a new concoction. Perhaps you possess a natural talent for this kind of creative work.
Okay. Wine, fermented juice, and chopped petals. The Castile's tea. Bubbles. Add any garnish but fall berries. Lumirouge Twilight Special Blend. Based on a Lumirouge Twilight, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Emily. perfumer from Fontaine told you that excessive sweetness makes people drowsy and she prefers to enjoy a light touch of tipsiness. Clearly knocking a guest out at the bar isn't a bartender's goal. On days of gentle wind and clear skies, heightened senses can amplify the flavor of a perfectly harmonious drink. Inspired by the art of fragrance, you develop this subtle, elegant masterpiece.
Here you go. A new and improved Emily-inspired Lumidews Twilight. I haven't come up with a name for it yet.
The colors are cooler and more refreshing, and the fragrance is delightfully subtle to match. Are these bright specks on the surface the crushed petals and leaves of windwheel asters?
Yes, you clearly know your stuff. It's the floral symbol of Mondstadt.
I'm sure it must taste wonderful. Let me try. In the language of flowers, the windwheel aster represents the visible winds. Your cocktail not only captures their form, but also the fragrance they carry. Therefore, I suggest you call this drink Windborne Bouquet. The winds and clouds of Mondstadt swirl together in the glass, leaving behind enchanting traces of fragrance.
She sounds a little tipsy. A perfect name for a master of perfume, elegant and full of style.
Really? Oh, perhaps it's just a habit of my profession. I'm glad you like it. Now it's time to slowly savor this masterpiece. Thank you so much. This trip to Mondstadt has been so rewarding. This is the most memorable cocktail I've ever had. Once I get back to Fontaine, I will attempt to recreate this moment as both a fragrance and a perfume.
That's so exciting to hear.
Once I've perfected the recipes, I hope you'll do me the honor of being the first customer to experience these new products. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the Court of Fontaine.
Many are there? Oh, that's a lot. The drink stand was built to help knights relax after long days on duty, and just so happened that a certain captain has recently returned from a long posting at Dragon's Mine. Claymore and musket. So, Eula? Well, she had the event with Koran and shooting. Oh, I was right.
So you're looking after the drink stand now. If I'd known sooner, I would have stopped by this morning.
Thanks for your support. Anytime you need a drink, I'm here to serve.
I've got to say, I'm getting curious. I've heard a lot about your mixology skills. I wonder what kinds of drinks you can mix with the ingredients Glenfiddia has prepared.
You seem busy. You've been working extra hard lately, haven't you?
I don't have much of a choice. It's just one thing after another right now. First off, the Knights of Favonia's annual combat assessment is coming up. And this year, the standards are higher than ever. As the captain of the reconnaissance company, I have to lead by example. At the very least, I need to rank as one of the top 3 captains in the practical portion. So, I've been intensifying my training lately.
So that's your style, huh? It's my first time seeing this side of you as a captain.
Being a descendant of sinners means I have to work hard to maintain my position. I'll have you know I've never once neglected my duties. Anyway, on top of all that, my duel with Miss Clorand required a lot of focus and energy. Learning how to turn defense into attack and seize the initiative when facing a combined assault from sword and musket. Even now, I'm still chewing through the details. But in the end, the exchange went well, and both parties learned a great deal. Never mind writing reports from 6 different perspectives. I feel like there's enough worth mentioning to write 24 of the things.
Sounds like you could do a very stiff drink.
Oh, I sure could. Anything that'll perk me up would be welcome. I'll leave the details to you.
Given Eula's current condition, it might be a good idea to mix her a sparkling twilight. Or twinkling starlight, sorry. Anything that perk me up would be welcome. Fruit wine, fizzy water at Wolfolk. Small bits. Shake hard. Ow, even the camera's shaking. Romantic problem. Salt. Sorry, star salt. Twinkling starlight. This special cocktail was inspired by the stunning vistas overside the lake beneath the starry sky. Both its color and flavor hint at a refreshing nature, but those with a lighter tolerance should be careful of its lingering kick.
One twinkling starlight for Captain Eula. Hope you like it.
Judging by your confident tone, I'm certain I will. Well then, I'll make sure to savor this thoroughly. Huh, not bad. Sweet and tingly, with a delightful airiness. The fizzy water really brings it to life. I suddenly feel full of vim and vigor. But just one glass doesn't quite scratch the itch. How about something with a bit more bite?
Not strong enough for you? Looking for something for more of a kick?
Don't hold back. You don't need to worry about putting me on the floor with nothing but a couple of drinks.
Let's chat while I decide. Let's just making a stronger cut it. I'll need to rewrite the recipe from scratch.
Works for me. The first company hasn't assigned me any paperwork for tonight, so I'm free to catch up and try your new creations at my leisure.
Drinks on the table. I'm just wondering, that bottle you're carrying, is it imported fruit juice?
That's right. The merchant I got it from called it Romaritime flower fruit extract. It has a very unique smell. Here, have a bottle.
Oh, I guess giving it all to me. Have you been drinking a lot of this lately? Why carry it around?
Oh, it's a necessary courtesy. In that book Miss Magistus lent me, The Blade Dancer, 20 years on, it says, after a duel, a Fontanian swordsman will politely invite their defeated opponents to a banquet. To properly play host to Miss Clorand, I searched for quite some time to locate a rare goods merchant in Dorman Port who sold this juice.
Sounds like something out of a story.
I had my doubts at first, too. But Amber said something that makes a lot of sense. She said that even if this custom doesn't really exist, following it still shows I've made an effort to understand Fontaine's cultural heritage. Besides, who doesn't like trying new things, right? When I gave it to her at our post-training banquet, Miss Clorand really did enjoy this juice. If you want to know what I've been eating recently, I'd better start by mentioning the logistics company's latest revolution. They launched a diet improvement initiative and started distributing a form of standardized canned food to knights operating in the wilderness. In the past, we only had dry rations. Every mealtime we had to set up pots and campfires, roll dice to choose a cook, and take turns standing guard. In all honesty, it was a bit of a hassle. Now we just need to bring our standard field rations, comprising of 5 cans and 9 paper packages. We can heat the cans by the campfire, and then we're ready to eat.
There isn't a downside.
You did say sounds like, right? Our canned food supplier has quite the stellar reputation, and their regular meals are indeed quite good. The problem is, in order to meet preservation standards, they have to make their military-grade meals way too salty. The vice captain of the 5th Company, who has a somewhat dry sense of humor, went so far as to say, "This food's bad enough to bring down the wrath of Li Yue's stove god." In any case, after eating it for a week, my taste buds have gone completely numb.
Is it really that bad? Someone should be held to account.
You can hardly blame the logistics company. After all, it is hard to please everyone. Our feedback has already been submitted, and they should be working on fixing the issue. Of course, having fresh meals prepared in camp by a dedicated company chef is still the best option.
Distant Snow Mountain. It's been a while since we last saw each other. Have you been stationed near Dragonspine this whole time?
Yes, I have. For a while, the situation there was difficult. A gang of outlaw engineers was messing about with some sort of mechanism control technology, attempting to manipulate ruin graders so they could rob merchant caravans. To make matters worse, several veteran knights who had been stationed at Dorman Port were transferred to my squad, and they weren't happy to be taking orders from that Lawrence girl. Leading them on this mission was quite eventful. It took 3 weeks of stealth operations in the snow, with no fires to keep us warm, before we finally located the enemy's stronghold. Those veteran knights faced the bitter cold and were almost taken down by the enemy's smuggled battle mechs. Fortunately, the battle went our way, and they had no choice but to acknowledge my abilities.
Sorry you had to deal with that. Did you catch a cold?
Me? I'm completely fine. But thank you for your concern. It was mentally tiring for sure. But fortunately, the operation wore them down far more than it did me. They won't be questioning my authority again anytime soon. If any new recruits try to make my life difficult, I'll just have my veterans give them a few friendly pointers. I guess you could call them a permanent solution, huh?
Restoration required. With how demanding her duties in Dragonspine have been, Eula probably hasn't had time to fully recover. To help Eula replenish her strength, I can replace a cool tasting woolfolk with some warm cocoa. Eula had some special maritime flower fruit extract with her, and she gave me a bottle to keep. She really likes the fresh fruity flavor. I could probably find a way to incorporate it into her drink. This latest experience seems to be something worth remembering for Eula. I should find a way to reflect that in her drink. I can probably tease out some threads of inspiration from our discussions and then try to piece them all together. Eula brought up the canned rations she's been issued with recently. Apparently they're so salty they left her taste buds numb. With that in mind, I should probably remove star salt from the mix. If Eula sees a coating of salt on the rim of a glass, it might make her feel faint. Every region has its own signature flavors, and the sword techniques of Mondstadt and Fontaine have their own distinct character too. I need to find out what Eula thinks. Maybe I should chat with her some more. How do you feel after your contest?
Oh my. To be honest, before we crossed swords, I was feeling eager, but also a little nervous. Miss Cloran's combat style comes from the mysterious Marechaussee hunters. In the library, there are some old Fontainian newspapers from hundreds of years ago that give some idea of how formidable an organization it was. A more recent newspaper claimed that Miss Clorand was an orphan from an underwater kingdom, and that before battle she would perform rituals inviting spirits to possess her sword. Certainly, from my own experiences, Miss Clorand's abilities more than match those descriptions.
Such a historic showdown deserves an extra special cocktail. Should we commemorate it with a SWAT team drink?
Incorporating elements of swordsmanship into a drink? Huh. Certainly a creative idea, I'll give you that. A commemorative cocktail at a time like this sounds nice, but how do you plan to express something like swordsmanship with a drink?
What I've seen, Fontanian fighters armed with rapiers excel at thrusting attacks. They put a high price on precision and sustained pressure.
That definitely matches the description I read in that book.
If I were to compare them to a drink, I say they're like coffee, bull fruit ice wine, or monster fruit wine. They may not overwhelm your senses, but they refuse to fade away. In fact, the first drink you tried had a fruit wine base.
That's right. You really know your stuff. I doubt there's anyone else in all of Tevat who could come up with such a perfect metaphor.
Your swordsmanship is different though. You're like a lead dancer with a claymore, guiding your blade through big, sweeping arcs. Yeah, her fighting style is very much like a dance. You only need one hit to unleash an avalanche of destruction. In other words, your style emphasizes forceful impact at the moment of contact.
There's no need to make it sound so fancy. It's just an aristocratic variant of Favonius blade work, with a bit of personal flair.
So you're more like a strong spirit that heats the senses hard and leaves a clean, icy aftertaste without lingering flavors.
Firewater. In recent years, firewaters gained popularity the world over, following in the wake of prosperous Snezhnayan merchants. These days, almost every tavern has a signature drink that uses it as a base.
And we found the perfect solution together.
You really are good. Why don't we try replacing the fruit wine with firewater? As for the alcohol content, that's not a problem. Plenty of the expedition team may have drunk themselves senseless with firewater. But me, I'm full of confidence.
Okay. Every nation's fighting style is different. Talk about the differences between Eula and Cloran's blade work. I think I can represent this in the mouthfeel of Eula's drink. The obvious conclusion is to swap out the fruit wine for firewater. To match the big sweeping arcs of a sword fighting, a small cup won't cut it. Need something a little heftier. Yeah, start mixing. Alright, I think that's all I need. I know exactly how to prepare your next cocktail.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do.
Okay. Firewater, maritime flower juice, cocoa. I think I'll probably only have time to finish off this alcohol event in this stream. Then I'll finish off the other mini games tonight. Shake hard. Medium or large goblet. Let's go large. Give everything to Eula. Any garnish except sea salt. Based on the Twinkling Starlight Seafoam Sword Song, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Eula. Eula's swordsmanship is like a whirling waltz. She strikes with the force of an avalanche, yet her finishing flourishes are clean and elegant. This bold approach is reflected in her drink preferences. To match her style, the drink you prepare combines ice pure firewater, maritime flower juice steeped in commemorative and restorative cocoa to replenish her energy and banish fatigue, creating a true dance of flavors. Since this band is inspired by the Swindrift Knight's dancing blade, Seafoam Sword Song felt like the perfect name.
Here's your all-new Seafoam Sword Song, mixed to meet your personal preferences.
Oh my, what beautiful colors! And you even added my Romaritime flower fruit extract. The aroma is perfect, and I can smell the alcohol. but it doesn't stifle the fruity fragrance. Let's see how it tastes.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
Give me a moment to come up with the right words. I need to think carefully. I know it's unbecoming of a lady, and a proper connoisseur would savor their drinks slowly. But I'm sorry, this is just too good to be true. Can you mix me another?
Of course, feel free to order as many as you like. How many do you want? 2, 3 is no problem for me. And so Eula lost in friendly conversation, drank 3 seafoams.
Oh, no, what was I going to say? I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, whatever. I feel fantastic. This cocktail. Oh, it's the best I've ever had.
She is very drunk.
I think I'm gonna head home and get some sleep.
You think you've maybe had one too many? Maybe I should have gone easier with the fire water.
Don't worry about me. This is the happiest tipsy I've been in years. I'm still far from being drunk. By the time I've written up those reports for my exchange with Miss Clarend, I'll have been on duty for 3 months straight. Jean, the acting grandmaster. Isn't it about time she gave me some time off? I won't be forgetting this injustice in a hurry. You...
Holy shit, the expressions are adorable. That's a new expression and it's adorable.
Bow your head.
The sweet, sour, and smoky taste of steel beyond the aroma of the drinks themselves to give off the distinctive air as the sword-wielding traveler, one that draws in yet another unexpected guest. Who could this be? Oh, Cloran. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Suspicion confirmed. While patrolling the area, I was sure I'd sensed a familiar presence, so I came over to take a look. And sure enough, here you are.
Hello, Cloran. Please have a seat on the Costellar.
If Miss Charlotte were to see you like this, I'm guessing she'd take 100 pictures and write up a report. Sword-wielding traveler's secret side hustle. Exclusive cocktails from Tevat's Explorer Extraordinaire. You'd make the front pages of every major newspaper, and there'd be crowds of Fontanian tourists flocking to your drink stand, causing gridlock on the streets of Mondstadt.
I think you're being a little bit dramatic. If that really happened, I wouldn't be able to cope.
Luckily for you, I turned down Miss Charlotte's request to accompany me here, so you're unlikely to be seeing any scenes like that. Let's quietly celebrate this moment of peace. And on that note, I'd like a caramel glaze. That look on your face tells me you have a lot of questions you want to ask.
Let me mix you a cocktail first. You can drink while we chat.
Calm and effortless. I'm shocked to learn you're a real pro at this sort of thing.
Wow, even she drinks fire water, okay. Shake properly. Masters a goblet, no. Wow, where? So that's the actual size of all this, like, items. Is that small, not a big ass, like, tomato size Valberry? Caramel Blaze. In recent years, this band has become one of Mondstadt's most famous drinks, celebrated for its bold colors and vibrant flavor. It's even been referenced in foreign works from Fontaine's tabletop troupe to Inazuman light novels. So that's why someone wants it.
Your caramel blaze is ready. Try not to drink it all in one go.
Huh. It sure lives up to its name. The color reminds me of a raging fire, while that aroma really hits you head on. It's quite strong.
Are you okay? Would you like some water?
I'm all right. I just need a little time to get used to it. As I recall, the last time I drank alcohol was at a wine tasting event that Navia invited me to last year. I only had a small sip of Sassica wine, and it was nowhere near as strong as this concoction of yours.
So you basically don't drink at all? Don't force yourself to drink if you don't want to.
From a purely rational perspective, alcohol can cause dizziness and impair one's ability to work, so it's best avoided altogether. But when Miss Farina saw me off at the docks, she mentioned that Mondstadt is the land of wine and poetry. Since I'm here, I thought I should at least try the local specialties.
That's reasonable. It would be a shame not to. As long as you stay within your limits, I'm sure you'll be fine.
In fact, Captain Eula, whom I sparred with earlier, has quite the refined taste for fine wine. She even gifted me a bottle of Romaritime flower fruit extract, which is no longer produced in Fontaine, and can now only be found overseas. Out of the utmost respect for her skills, I feel compelled to deepen my knowledge of Mondstadt's wines.
Let me think carefully before I mix you another drink. I need to tweak the recipe a little to make sure you're completely satisfied.
I truly appreciate all the trouble you're going to.
Another Fontaine guest. By the way, Miss Emily was here too.
Huh? Does that mean she's already finished her commission? Well, she's certainly efficient. Once I return to Fontaine, perhaps I can let Sigewin know that I'd be happy to purchase her latest perfume.
Oh, it sounds like you know her quite well.
I'm not sure I'd say that. On my way to Mondstadt, we happened to take the same boat. Naturally, we got to chatting. I've often heard Sigewin praise her work. After conversing with her on the journey over, I must say, she is indeed a rare and refined individual.
Refined? That's quite a refined way to put it.
She's gentle and composed, yet keeps others at a distance. Perhaps it's due to her profession. I find this approach ideal. It allows one to maintain a lasting sense of inner peace.
Sounds like you want me to arrange a get-together? The next time I'm in Fontaine, why don't we all hang out together?
Oh, thank you, but there's really no need to set anything up. Our work rarely intersects, and our social circles hardly make for a Venn diagram, if you know what I mean. Best to just let things take their natural course.
Usual hobbies and interests. What do you usually drink?
When I'm working, I often drink coffee. But with meals, I prefer a lighter tasting drink, like Buell fruit juice. Since I eat a lot of meat, the slight acidity of the juice helps balance out the greasiness. Over time, I've grown accustomed to the sour taste. After the swordsmanship exchange, the Knights of Favonius rather kindly treated me to some traditional Mondstadt cuisine. I had 8 different meat dishes, and all of them were excellent. The portions were huge, and only the highest quality cuts were used. Everything was cooked to absolute perfection. Of course, there was still room for improvement. When catering to tourists, the sticky honey roast and pile 'em up might benefit from a slightly lighter sauce.
Sounds like they treated you to a feast. Have you tried all of Mondstadt's signature dishes?
I've certainly tried all the red meat dishes. I think I've had enough calories to sustain 3 days of vigorous work, so I've had to decline all subsequent dining invitations. To be honest, I can still taste the grease. There must be a way to cleanse my palate.
Crest on the table. Is that a gift from the Knights?
Indeed it is. The Knights codenamed Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5 gave me this crest. I must say, it's exquisite. They told me the design has only just been finalized. Apparently, it's only presented to important guests. They said they're making a badge for you, too, but it hasn't been finished yet.
Hazelnut. Why have I never heard of these two? The Knights of Favonius really is a big organization.
You're not wrong. I guess it's similar to how I can't remember the name of every clerk in the Palais Mermonia. But I'm certain you'll get to know them in time. They're clearly seasoned veterans. Even though they work desk jobs, they still turn up in full armor. After handling my affairs, they headed to the tavern for a gathering, saying they wanted to continue last night's duel and determine who had the highest alcohol tolerance. Drinking barrels of beer the night before, yet being able to work with clear minds the next day. Whew.
That's just how Mondstadt is. Mondstadt is like nothing more than to unwind with a drink after work.
So what you're saying is, while Mondstadters may seem carefree, they actually have an admirable ability to know their limits when it comes to drinking.
Seen much of Mondstadt yet?
I've seen a little. I took a stroll around the city the first day I got here. Navia's done some rather extensive research on this place. Many of the scenes and illustrations for the tabletop troupe were inspired by views of Mondstadt. However, the way she describes the atmosphere in her world building is quite different from the real Mondstadt. The deepest impression I've got since arriving here is one of swords and shields.
Swords and shields? Why is that?
Perhaps because I've mostly just visited the blacksmith and the training grounds. Recently, the newer weapons and armor produced in Mondstadt have been created using a completely different heat treatment process from those in Fontaine, with a higher carbon content in the surface layer. While this has slightly reduced their overall toughness, their impact resistance has greatly improved. These newer weapons give off a smell like overbrewed coffee.
I can't say I've noticed. That's quite a comparison.
Perhaps it's because that scent gave me such a positive first impression. You see, Fontaine's signature metalwork is often coated with a protective agent that contains Marcotte. Over time, the faint fragrance becomes overly sweet. And for some reason, it makes my teeth feel funny. I don't imagine the scent of Mondstadt's swords and shields would cause the same level of irritation.
Well, I've definitely learned something new today. I never realized there was so much complexity to how swords are made.
Of course, there is a solution to this problem. The next time you find yourself in Fontaine, there's another protective agent I can recommend. One that's as neutral as water, without any excess fragrance. If you also dislike being bombarded with sweetness, this protective agent should suit you well.
Nothing too sweet. Surprisingly, Cloran's first positive impression of Mondstadt was one of swords and shields. She doesn't seem to favor overly sweet fragrances, preferring aromas with a salty tint. Perhaps I can try dusting the rim of the glass with star salt. Hands towards tang. It sounds like Cloran has an exceptionally keen sense of taste, preferring drinks with a hint of sourness. All berries are sweet with a hint of sour, while Wolfolks are just the opposite, sour with a hint of sweet. I think she might prefer the latter. Balance is key. Crest is a souvenir that the knights gave to Cloran. Cloran doesn't usually drink, but out of respect for her Mondstadt opponent, she's at least willing to try. Still, I better not overdo things. A regular caramel blaze would be too much. I should downsize things a bit. Similar taste to Emily. Cloran seems to admire Emily. They appear to have similar preferences when it comes to drinks. Maybe there's something to take into account. How should I approach this? Nope. Emily likes mild tea, and that last drink was also built around a light base. I should ask Cloran if she likes it. If she liked it. Emily likes to drink tea. How about you?
Are you already planning the details of our hypothetical get-together? Based on my previous experiences with alcohol, I guess my tolerance is similar to Emily's. Fruit liqueur is probably my limit. So when the time comes, I think you'd be best off mixing similar drinks for the both of us.
Firewater used in caramel blaze has far too much of a kick. How about replacing the firewater with something fruitier? I think I've come up with a drink that'll be more to your liking. Please wait a moment.
All right, I'll make sure I'm mentally prepared. Even if it's still a bit strong, I'll do my best to finish it.
Okay, fruit wine, caramel, and Wolfolks. Shake properly. Big open small. Star salt. Based on a leisure time light, based on a caramel blaze, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Cloran. After visiting Mondstadt with impressions shaped by the tabletop troupe, the lightning-swift champion duelist is especially sensitive to metallic notes, showing a clear preference for flavors with a hint of salt. In her everyday choices, she also favors drinks with a gentle hardness to cut through richness. For most bartenders, balancing these two demands would require extreme care, but after honing your craft at the Angel Share and the Flagship, you can precisely control every note in the cup. To help Cloran get into a relaxed mood on her tour of Mondstadt, I wondered calling this a leisure time lightning might be a good choice.
Alright, this new creation is called Leisure Time Lightning. A cocktail made exclusively for champion duelists. Enjoy!
Have you added fruit wine? It tastes wonderful. This is ideal for me. There's a subtle saltiness that combines well with the tartness of the fruit and the sweetness of the caramel. Each sip balances delicately on the edge of perfection. The color of the wine also fits well with the name, and the lightning imagery contrasts with the fiery nature of the caramel glaze. But where does the leisure time part come in?
Don't you find Mondstadt to be a leisurely place? Taking it easy is what traveling's all about.
I see. That certainly matches the impression this cocktail gives me. Its unique aroma and taste will hold a special place in my memories of Mondstadt.
I'm glad you like it. Your satisfaction is my motivation.
Do you think, if the chance were to present itself, you'd be interested in mixing drinks somewhere else? A cafe, for instance, or the Hotel de Boer?
Huh? Why do you ask?
Mostly for Navia and Miss Farina's sake. Though obviously I'd be more than happy to try more of your masterpieces myself.
Of course, I love to let everyone have a taste. It's hard to say right now, but who knows what the future holds.
I understand. I won't try to strong-arm you. In any case, I truly appreciate your hospitality. Thanks to you, whether I'm summarizing the key lessons from my exchange with Miss Eula, or discussing strategy with the Knights of Favonius, I'll be in my best condition.
Oh, these are furnishings? Oh. Oh. Okay. A bright red head and curious eyes peek out from behind the counter. Hearing the buzz, Mondstadt's strongest fighter has dropped by to check out the drink stand. Klee? She's the only one I can think of with a bright red hat.
Huh?
Oh, wow, it is.
Miss Honorary Knight? Yippee! It's you!
It's Klee. Hey, customer Klee.
Auntie Eula told Klee that Miss Hertha had found someone amazing to help out. Seeing you here, Miss Honorary Knight, Klee knows this must be the best drink stand in all of Teyvat.
So kind of you to say, Klee. That's the ultimate goal. So kind of you to say, Klee. I'm working hard to become the best.
You mean this stand isn't already the best? Well, out of all the drink stands Klee's ever visited, Miss Honorary Knight's is easily the best. And no matter what drinks Miss Honorary Knight makes, Klee will definitely think they're yummy.
This time, Klee, I need you to be a little tough on. This time, you can criticize me all you want. All you like.
You want me to be mean? But Klee could never be mean to you. Let me think. I know! I'll pretend to be Albedo! Whenever Albedo reviews Timaeus' work, his face goes super serious. And Klee can hear every word he says.
Brilliant, then you can try to be my teacher. Brilliant, then you can be Master Alchemist Klee.
Get ready for Klee's super amazing order! These past few days, I've been having such a blast with Mom all day long! It's been so much fun! Even being sent to solitary confinement couldn't wipe the smile off my face. So, Klee wants to order a fair weather frolic. Anything like a bright sunny day will definitely put Klee in a super duper mood.
Got it, Miss Klee. I'll get right on it. Understood, Master Alchemist Klee. I'll get right on it.
I wonder what it'll taste like.
Okay. Tea, caramel, milk. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go to the toilet really quick. So I'll be back in a minute or two. Soft drink, wine at night drinks at drink stands everywhere, sweet, tangy, and loved by all. Still, striking the perfect balance between tangy and sweet takes a practiced hand.
Your fair weather frolic is here. Go on, give it a try.
Wow! So, a fair weather frolic is this color? Purple sky. Is it supposed to be a bright, shiny night?
Maybe it's supposed to be a cloudless sky at dusk? If it's not the most fitting color, how about I make a few changes?
Clee will take a sip first. Then you can think about it more carefully. Ah, finished! Yummy! Both sweet and sour. If Clee drank this while eating grilled fish, I could definitely gobble down 2, or 3, or 4, or even 5! But one drink isn't enough. Clee wants to try a drink that tastes like cake.
Roger that, how about a cake in a cup? Alright, get ready for another sweet yummy drink. Any flavor Clee wants, she can have.
Clee doesn't know what drink to choose. Why don't we decide together, Miss Honorary Knight?
Scheduling 3 daily meals. Speaking of food, I hope you're getting your 3 square meals a day.
3 square meals? Clee often eats 5 meals a day. Sometimes even 7.
Seriously?
Adventuring takes a lot of energy, and if I eat too much at once, I can't run so well. So, it's better to eat lots of smaller meals. Albedo used to prepare all Clee's meals, and my lunchbox was always arranged so neatly, just like a pretty painting.
That sounds like Albedo, alright. I'd like to try Albedo's cooking sometime.
When Albedo's busy at Dragonspine, Clee goes to eat with the other Knights of Favonius. Kaya's camp is usually the neatest, while Amber sometimes camps in the trees. It's so much fun. Oh, and Auntie Hertha makes the best food. When my mom comes back, there'll be even more yummy food to eat. There's this one dish where she takes loads of different fish and makes them into little pudding cubes. It's called rainbow fish jelly.
You're making me hungry. Great food from a great adventurer.
Her Chocogo Crunchy Slices are fantastic too. It's her newest creation made with chocolate and cookies. They're a little bitter, but they're crunchy. They smell scrumptious, and they have a really sweet aftertaste. Whenever I eat them, I feel so full of energy. Next time, Klee will have to bring some for you to try.
Do you plan to eat anything else today?
Yeah, when Klee gets back home, I'm gonna eat some salted nuts while reading my book. Klee used to eat cake after dinner, but Master Jean said it's too sugary, and it's not good to eat sugary things before bed. Apparently, it makes you chubby and gives you toothaches. So, Mom got some advice from Auntie Barbie, and now she gives me nuts instead. She says they help my brain remember things better. Nuts don't have much flavor. It's like chewing on grass, but they're okay if you add a little salt.
That sounds like a great solution. Nutritious and healthy. Okay, I need to answer a call. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Oops. Candy on the table. Aw, that's cute. That candy you've brought with you looks very special.
This stuff? Mom taught me how to make it using the alchemy bench. A dash of sugar, then a lot more sugar, then some flowers from Mom's friend in Fontaine, star honey from Auntie Barbie, and finally, some magical jam from Auntie Tavia. Put everything together on the alchemy table, wish for the shape you want, then recite Mom's incantation, and poof! Dodogo-shaped candy!
That's quite the process. What an amazing treat.
Klee can give you some Dodogo candy too if you want. And if you really like them, I can even teach you my mom's incantation. That way, you could make your own candy whenever you want.
Thanks for sharing your amazing recipe, Klee. I'll work really hard to learn how to do it.
If you get stuck, remember to come ask Klee. When it comes to magical candy, I'm an expert.
Next course of action. You have any other plans for today?
Yeah, Mom gave me an amazing book recently. She said I have to read one chapter every night, learn something useful, and then go to bed early. That book taught Klee how to make something called propellant.
Oh no.
Now Jumpy Dumpty can go Fwah! And bounce even higher.
Is that really something you should be learning? Is that easy to do?
It's not hard at all. In fact, it's a lot like making bombs. You just have to be careful when trimming it down. It's like sharpening a pencil that could suddenly go boom. Bedtime's an important part of Klee's schedule, too. Mom sits by my side and tells me all kinds of wonderful stories. She has a lamp made of gemstones, and when she turns it on, it goes kabling and lights up the ceiling.
Does the ceiling show scenes from the story?
Yeah! When something happens in the story, the lights on the ceiling make pretty pictures. Sometimes Mom falls asleep before the story ends, so Klee has to tuck her in instead. As
Aww.
soon as Klee learns how to use the lamp, I can come tell you stories, Miss Honorary Knight.
That sounds great. I'll be waiting.
Klee has memorized so many wonderful stories, enough to make everyone happy every day.
Sweet candy. Klee brought some of the candy that Alice taught her how to make. They're made with care and appetizing. I'm sure they must taste good too. From the looks of it, Klee seems to be very partial to very sweet candy. What if I topped her drink with candy? It would make the perfect garnish, adding both flavor and flair. Shouldn't stay up late. Klee can't miss her bedtime, so something overly stimulating probably isn't the best. That rules out tea. Klee can't have too much sugar before bed, so she has nuts instead of her favorite desserts. That last drink contained caramel, which is way too sweet, so I'll have to take it out, but then the drink feels incomplete. Is there something I missed here? Pressing and replace the tea with milk. Okay. Likes chocolate. Klee mentioned her daily meal times. It seems she really likes Alice's peculiar cooking. She told me about cocoa crunchy slices. I have some cocoa here made from Quaquato, just like chocolate. How about I turn the cocoa into flakes and then swap them for the wolf hooks? If Klee likes sweets, it's certainly a lot less sweet without caramel, but the mouthfeel isn't quite there. Perhaps there's some other healthier option that can lend the drink a little sweetness. Let's talk to Klee again. There must be some ingredients that are both healthy and sweet.
Oh yeah, Klee still wants to eat sweet things, like cake, for example. Maybe we could just go easy on the cream? Or add more fruit? Oh, right! That friend of Mom's who's always wearing glasses gave her a big bag of Fontanian Buell fruit.
Wait, Emily is a friend of...
And rolly. Klee ate a whole bunch of those, and they were super sweet. But Master Jean said it was okay, because sweet fruit isn't the same as sweet sugar. So if Klee really has to eat nuts, maybe I can just soak them in some fruit juice first?
Perfect. Klee likes blue fruits from Fontaine as well as juice. A little fermented juice should help compensate for some of the lost sweetness. Start mixing. Alright, I think I know how to improve that drink. Let me mix another one for you.
Yeah, that was quick. Klee's looking forward to finding out how tasty your next concoction is.
Milk, fermented juice, cocoa. Any classic glass. Add Dodo candy. Oh, that's adorable. Fair Weather Frolic Special Blend. Based on the Fair Weather Frolic, this novel cocktail was concocted specially for Klee. The original Fair Weather Frolic had a purple hue, but it wasn't quite cheerful enough, so let's add a touch of sunshine and a few fluffy clouds to capture that warm, happy feeling. Sweetness is a must, but staying healthy matters too. That's why the juice was carefully chosen with Master Jean's approval, with sweetness coming from real fruits, and most important of all, Dodo candy. This tasty magic has to be placed right at the center of the clouds.
done. I just know you're gonna love this new creation.
Wow! There's Dodoko candy on top! There's so much orange in this cup, and Dodoko looks like he's lying on top of white fluffy clouds. And the weather inside looks much better, too.
Would you like to taste it?
Yummy! It's so delicious! Klee has to drink slowly. I can't just gulp it down, or I'll miss all the yummy flavor. Miss Honorary Knight, this is amazing! It's like you mixed sunshine with juice. Klee was so tired from playing, but now I feel refreshed. And warm. And peaceful? Oh. You're the best, Miss Honorary Knight.
How about you choose a name for this drink, Klee? I'm sure you'll come up with something amazing.
Really? Let me think. When the weather's nice and Dodoko's happy, Dodoko will want to sing, right? And when Dodoko sings, Klee wants to sing too. So, let's call it Dodoko's Duet.
What a wonderful name. Your names are the best.
Thank you! And thanks for making such a yummy drink for Klee. Klee's gonna go tell Mom that the best drink in Mondstadt right now is Dodoko's Duet.
I'm glad you like it. I passed your test, Miss Klee.
Klee's gonna write down Mom's incantation and give you a copy, Miss Honorary Knight. Then you should learn magic too, so you can make all the candies you want. See you next time!
Okay, last one. Ooh. Grandmaster's Composite Challenge. Heavy footsteps echo from afar. Even before the broad-shouldered figure comes into view, you steal yourself behind the counter. The most seasoned drinker and monster has arrived to put your mixology skills to the test. Damn it, Farka!
Ha. So Hertha's even roped our honorary knight into helping with this little venture. Now that I'm finally free to relax, it's time to start doing just that.
I'm here as a willing employee this time. I'm a hotshot mixologist, no matter how you get in.
Can't wait to see your skills in action. Give me something that goes well with casual conversation, but still packs a punch.
Are you sure those requirements don't clash? This is some sort of test.
Of course they don't clash. A drink that packs a punch means you have to drink it slowly. And if you want to chat, then it has to go down smooth. So, something with a sweet aftertaste. A conversational connoisseur requires the perfect balance. The most suitable choice on this menu would be the Thorny Lake. It's a drink with a real kick that you can find in almost every bar. It's not enough to know the recipe, though. The key is in the mixing. Some bartenders choose to stick to the tried and tested basics, while others like to add their own personal flair.
Alright, I'll give it my best shot. I'll quickly learn the recipe and then give it a whirl.
That's the spirit. Now, show me what you've got.
Of course, it will on fire water. It's water. Small bits. That's what I miss if I miss. Shake hard. Master's Goblet Ale. Thorny Lake, a classic drink that traces its origins to Fontaine's fissures, built on a base of firewater with cocoa adding a hint of sweetness. Its sparkling fizz picks the palate like countless tiny sparks, delivering a lingering tingle. After rising to popularity in Fontaine, it quickly swept across the bar, becoming one of the enduring classics among specialty drinks.
Grandmaster, I hereby present you with this Thorny Lake for your enjoyment and assessment.
Well, the color and aroma are certainly on point. But as for the balance of flavors, I'll just have to taste it and find out.
Hiding a
Not bad. You haven't overdone or skimped on any single ingredient. Though, unfortunately, it's a little too, polite for my tastes.
Polite? How can the drink be polite? Is this some sort of riddle?
Perhaps I should have said modest. You followed the formula to a T, but if anything, you've played it a little too safe. Were you worried that deviating just a little might disappoint me?
That's exactly what happened. I didn't want to disappoint the expert.
Hey, we fought side by side and dealt with things that even gods were loath to meddle with. Ours is a friendship forged in the margins between life and death. That said, if you ask me, you can ditch the nerves and work your mixologist magic. I'm looking for something that shocks the senses.
Alright, I'll get the creative juices flowing. Thanks for your encouragement, I'm ready to go all out.
Mull it over, there's no rush. We can chat while you think. Who knows? You might just find some inspiration to mix in with your magic.
Garden atmosphere. Drinking in a garden feels different from a tavern, right? Given the environment. Why not try something with a floral twist?
Ha! I like your style. Speaking of this garden, it brings back memories of something that happened many years ago. When I was young, I liked to find ruined guards to test my fighting skills, both armed and unarmed. Once, I failed to take down a stray missile, and it ended up destroying a watchtower on the city walls. As punishment, I had to run 50 laps around the city, repair the watchtower, and help rebuild the shattered walls in this garden.
Sounds like you caused quite the fuss. It's hard to imagine you getting disciplined so severely.
Indeed. Among the misadventures of my youth, this is one of the most memorable ones. Mostly because that day, Crepus saw me covered in dirt. He took 2 bottles of 100-year-old wine and sent D-Luke, who looked even younger than Mika does today, to work out a clever way to get rid of Faru, who was guarding me. It was so hot that day, I could swear I was about to pass out. On a whim, I picked some mint leaves, put them in one of the wine bottles, and the result turned out to be surprisingly tasty. After Crepus tried it too, he was full of praise. He even wrote up an official recipe for my spontaneous creation. His customers loved it. Several summers passed, and Crepus kept writing letters about giving me a share of the profits, as though I could possibly accept.
That must have been so long ago, long before I came to Mondstadt.
Yes, good old Crepus. Faru retired years ago, but he still gives me a stern stare every time we meet. He's a stubborn one. D-Luke, who replaced him, and then Kaya, who took over later, both performed impeccably. Changing times will always belong to the youth. He should have admitted defeat long ago. When I get the chance, I'll have Kaya show him the amazing progress the cavalry company has made.
Also the current drink. Besides being too polite, are there any other issues with my Tony Lake?
Well, let me think. I guess you could say it lacks impact. Even when following the same recipe, the techniques used to mix different ingredients can affect the taste. Sometimes, deliberately creating layers between spirits can bring out the different, waves as each one hits the taste buds in sequence. In this regard, too, you've taken quite a tentative approach. Why not be a little bolder?
I think I understand. I didn't pay enough attention to these details before.
Ha ha ha. You catch on quickly. No need to explain further.
Glass on the table. This massive tankard.
Pretty awesome, huh? It's like a A hammerhead that you can fill with wine when you're not using it to pound in nails. It was a gift. Hoffman came up with the idea, Charles supplied the design, Wagner helped cast it. And about 10 or so knights chipped in to pay for the materials. They've been waiting to have a good drink with me. And this is my crucial weapon to aid me in a fair duel with them all.
Fair duel?
I'm the Grand Master, after all. I've been drinking a lot longer than them. I've practiced more assiduously, and I have a bit more, meat to absorb the blows. So it's only fair to my subordinates that I drink a teensy bit more per round. Wouldn't you agree?
That's a little more than just teensy. I think you may have got your handicaps the wrong way around.
Of course, some of them have been training as long as I have, and those ones won't be getting any special treatment. Take Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5, for example.
Damn it,
They
kid.
were skilled warriors who helped me deal with Eric back in the day. Nowadays, I have them helping Jean with miscellaneous duties. At today's after-work cooldown, they insisted on trying to keep pace. In the end, they lost our game of darts and ended up passed out on the floor. I've already told Jean that I won't be approving their leave request for tomorrow, no matter what.
Events often held her here. Anyway, on the subject of this garden, it's become a popular venue for hosting events.
It's a treasured place that the Knights of Favonius have maintained for years. So it makes sense that it's become the go-to location for organizing such things. I heard that while the expedition was underway, you were a great help in giving those left behind the opportunity to put their energy to good use. Sometimes, I look through the photos I've been given from those events. Though unfortunately, there aren't enough to include everybody. My conclusion is that Mondstadt needs to do more to popularize the camera.
It wonders, as someone who doesn't drink much, I'm still a little confused. Barker mentioned the impact of layering on the texture of the finished drink. He also said I was being quite tentative, perhaps it meant the drink was too evenly mixed. In which case I should try shaking it a little more soft when mixing. Vodka's tiled horns of alcohol. The oversized tanker was a gift from the Knights of their Grandmaster. Barker seems to like it very much. Considering his well-known drinking prowess, it only makes sense to present him his drink in his tankard. Switch to Barker's special tankard, memories of fine wine. Here we have Barker's memories of mint and fine wine. It's very important. Use it. Perfect. You wanted a drink with more impact, and the crispness of the mint to give it some punch. Not replace the cocoa with mint. Barker missed them. There's so many festivals and major events. I'm sure Barker still feels a bit of regret. The Grandmaster hasn't gone away on expedition. He probably would have organized many events himself. I wonder how they might have turned out then. Barker were here. I can't help but wonder, would all these events were organized, were all the events he organized involve drinking wine? Maybe I should ask him. Who knows, it might spark some new inspiration. Grandmaster organized events. I wonder how these events might have turned out if you were here and not away on the expedition.
If I were in charge of organizing events, well, I suppose everyone would revolve around fine wine, or at the very least, there would be some sort of tasting involved. For example, we could go all in on this drink stand and open it to the whole city, with every company of the Knights selecting one or more mixologists to compete against each other.
I should have guessed. That's exactly your style.
It's only a thought. Can't let things get too out of hand. If I were to actually throw a grand banquet, Jean would come after me with her sword drawn. Even Frederica would launch a punitive expedition. While in Nodcry, we had a rule that knights must never get drunk while at their posts. Otherwise, it could lead to dereliction of duty, with serious consequences.
That sounds like a sensible rule.
Exactly. As expedition members return to their companies, my hope is that this rule will gradually spread to everyone in Mondstadt too. Just like firewater and Smedina, these Nodcry delicacies have made their way into Mondstadt's households and become part of people's daily lives. Young people need to learn restraint.
I didn't know you had that side to you. Able seasoned drinker self-control.
At the end of the day, no one should be biting off more than they can chew. Unless it's someone near my level, they shouldn't even be thinking about enjoying a light buzz when they've still got work to do. Most people would just end up a whole lot drunker than they'd like. You should come practice with me on weekends. Trust me, once I've drunk them under the table, they'll be swearing off wine for a whole week.
Why is it people say don't believe in fables? Talk about not cry delicacies. In the end, we discussed events in Varkra's usual style. And then the conversation turned to the delicacies of Warcry, Smetana in particular. Varka seems to have left a positive impression of Smetana. I'll see if I can use some in his drink. Start mixing. The good news is I think I know what to make for you. Can I borrow your hammer, please?
Huh? Oh, feel free. Whatever you're about to do, I've got a feeling I've hit the jackpot.
Firewater, Smetana, mint. Grandmaster's a mega tanker. I think I need more than one cup to fill that up. Any garbage. Tony Lake special then. Based on the Tony Lake, this novel cocktail was concocted especially for Varka. Having tasted countless fine drinks, the Grandmaster invites you to go all out and let your creativity run free. So you will launch an unconventional kind of offensive just for him. First impact comes from the mint's cool freshness and herbal notes striking the palate on entry. Carefully preserve layers that move in to master the raw strength of the firewater at the core to bring the decisive blow. Finally, Smetana brings up the rear, anchoring the finish with precision and leaving no loose ends. Well, whether this bold multi-layer experience will satisfy the Grandmaster, only he can say.
Here you go, Grandmaster. A cocktail just for you. I guarantee you won't find this one too polite.
Such a spirited drink. How did you make this? Well, that burning scent of firewater. Oh, it's as if the very air were about to ignite. This is more like it.
Your name is a dialogue? Nope.
Ha ha ha. Perfection. It's clear that once you let go of your inhibitions, your talents really shine through. That first hint of mint is like a cooling feint that masks the firewater underneath. By the time the sweetness dissipates, the firewater is already slipped in behind your guard, ready to deliver a powerful strike of intense flavor. Oh, it's exactly the impact I was hoping for.
And that's topped off with a hint of Smetana, so the aftertaste won't feel too light.
That's the most ingenious part. Firewater's greatest flaw is a lack of aftertaste, but the Smetana perfectly maintains the flavor at the peak of its intensity.
All this raises my cheeks red. The worst solution came from everything you said.
It's hard to imagine something this good was created by a mixologist who doesn't even drink firewater. I think it has the potential to become a firm favorite in Mondstadt and Nodcry.
The Knights of Boreas are symbols of both, while the Knights of Venus are studied as iron. So how about throwing this drink in Iron?
Iron Wolf. Oh, perfect. It's elegant, yet wild. Only you could come up with such a fitting name. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we name our Knights of Favonius' drink stand after you? Let's call it the Honorary Knights Cocktail Shack. No time to waste. I'll go have a word with Glenfidia right away.
Hi, Marco. What are you doing? That I'm done with this event. So yeah, I'm gonna end my stream here, and I'll quickly try to finish off the other events. See you all next time. Bye.